All right, let's discuss abuses of percentages. Some people use percentages incorrectly to persuade people. Sometimes they do it because they don't understand the math, and sometimes they do it because they are dodgy. For example, meet Mr. Dodgy. Here he is, he's dodgy, and he's about to trick you. Here we go. Let's hear what he has to say. Mr. Dodgy is my sister's boss. He says the following thing to my sister. Our company is struggling right now, so I have to give you a 10% pay cut. But don't worry, when we make the big sale next year at this time, I'll give you a 10% pay raise. This will restore you to your original salary over 2 years. Is this true? Is this true? It's not true because it's wrong. And he's whack. All right, we need to come up with a mathematical reason to explain why this isn't true. Well, first of all, let's just go ahead and assume that my sister makes, I don't know, we'll go with $40,000. What would a 10% pay cut look like? Well, let's go ahead and get 10% of that. That's times 0.10. Remember when we say of, 10% of, we're going to multiply. So 40,000 times 10% is going to be 4,000. And if that's a pay cut, we're basically subtracting that, right? So it's going to be $40,000 minus $4,000. And that's going to give me $36,000. Okay, so she's at $36,000 after her 10% pay cut. Well, you would assume if you get a 10% pay raise, you should get back to your $40,000. So let's take this $36,000, right? That's the amount she's getting after her pay cut. And now we're getting a 10% pay raise. All right, well, what's 10% of 36,000? Well, that's going to be $3,600. And this is a pay raise. So we should be adding $3,600. So it's going to end up being we're at $36,000. We're getting a 10% pay raise, and that's going to give us $3,600. Oops, too many zeros. Not enough zeros. There we go. So what is $3,600 plus $36,000? Oops. That gives us $39,600. Is that back to our original $40,000? No, it's not. It's awfully close, but it's still a false statement. So just to summarize what we did here, I just chose a random salary, and you're welcome to do that for these problems. I found 10% of it, and since I got a 10% pay cut, I subtracted that amount that I got. Then I've got my $36,000 and I got a 10% pay raise. So I took 10% of $36,000, got $3,600. And since it was a pay raise, I added it to $36,000. And then I say, oh, this is not equal to my original. He is a liar. He is whack. Mr. Dodgy. There he is. All right, here's another situation where Mr. Dodgy is being extra dodgy. Mr. Dodgy is also a stockbroker. He offers the following defense to angry investors. I admit that the value of your investments fell 60% during my first year on the job. This year, however, the value has increased by 75%. So now you're 15% ahead. Why is he whack? Okay. Well, like I said again, I want to come up with just a random amount, right? Just like I said, $40,000 for my sister's salary. Let's just go with $1,000 for my original investment. So if it fell 60%, let me take 0.6 of this. So 1,000 times 0.6 or 0.60, if that makes you feel better. So that gives me 600. Remember, it fell 60%, meaning I started at 1,000 and I lost $600. That's my 60% of my investment. So now I'm at $400. That's not so good. Okay, now it says this year, however, the value has increased by 75%. Okay, well, there's two ways to do this. We could just do 400 times 0.75. So that's 400 times 0.75, and that gives me 300. And so then remember, it has increased. So we're going to take our $400 and we're going to add that 300 to it, and we're going to be at 700. I said to you that there's another way to do this math, and you can think of it as old plus old percent equals new, right? You can do 400 plus 400 times 0.75, and you'll also get 700. So whichever one you prefer, doesn't matter to me. All right, but let's answer the question. The question says, is he whack? What's going on here? Well, you started with $1,000 and now you're at 700, but he claimed that you are 15% ahead. So he's whack, right? He's deceiving you. You would think that if it fell 60%, then increased 75%, you know, it kind of makes sense that that would be true, but it's not. Because you took such a big hit and your number is lower, when you take 75% of that lower number, you're not getting that much back. Certainly not back to your original amount. So here's our answer there. This is less than your original investment. It's not a 15% gain. So this is just a slide running us through exactly what we did. It's saying that if we fell 60%, it's 60% of 1,000, meaning that you're now left with 400. And now if you're increasing 75%, that's 400 plus 400 times 0.75, that's 700. So I've just re-summarized what I wrote on the last slide, and essentially this is less than your original investment. It is certainly not a 15% gain. Tricky, tricky. You are a liar! Harry Potter, best man. Some more abuses. Mr. Dodgy quits his job and becomes a politician because he thinks it will suit him. He states, if elected, I will cut your taxes by 20% for each of the first 3 years of my term, for a total of a 60% tax cut. All right, let's see if that's true. So cutting your taxes by 20% each year. All right, so let's say that you owe $1,000 in taxes, and he states he's gonna cut your taxes by 20% each year. So first year, we're gonna have, what's 1,000 times 0.2? Well, 1,000 times 0.2 is 200. So you're basically, if you're cutting your taxes by 20%, he's gonna take off $200 from your original 1,000. So that first year you're at 800 because you started at 1,000 and you're deducting the 200. Your second year, okay, now you're at 800 and he's saying, hey, I'm going to give you a 20% cut. So 800 times 0.2 is 160. So you're going to take 160 off of 800. So 800 minus 160, and that's going to be 640. So you're down to 640. All right, now year 3, the third year, you're going to take 20% of 640. So 640 times 0.2, that gives me 128. So we're going to do 640 minus our 20% pay cut of 128. So that's 640 minus 128, and I'm down to 512. The question is this a total of a 60% tax cut? Okay, well, let's see. If I had $1,000, that was our original amount that we paid in taxes. I just made that number up. You can do that. And I took 60% of that. 1,000 times 0.6 is 600. Okay, well that's the amount that you're getting cut from your taxes. So we have to do 1,000 minus 600, and that's equal to 400. So $400 would be what would be a 60% pay cut. So he's lying, because you'd actually have to pay $512, not the $400 that he promised, saying that's a total of 60% tax cut. So I am a liar. I think that's the last one. Yes, it is. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. Just be careful of how you use percentages. You certainly can say incorrect things without meaning to. And you can be duped by people who are trying to trick you. Have a great day.